Hello, and before today's video starts, I would just like to say that all of this is entirely opinion-based. So that means that if you don't agree with this, that is completely fine. You know, I'm more than happy to have good discussions in the comments. Just don't be, rude about it. Just say, oh, hey, I don't think this season was that great compared to this one. This is why I think this one was better. I'm down to, listen to everyone's opinions on this, but a quick shout out to my YouTube members. We have got Mr. Snake, Bakugo, Alucard the Great, Hype Nerd, Lix, Stewie, Blossom Toshi, Hunters, Mekawahu, and Vivid Prime. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. It means I get to grab a cup of coffee in public since you guys continue to support the channel. So thank you all, love you all, and I hope you enjoyed today's tier list. Peace. Hello and welcome back to another My Hero Ultra Rumble video. Today I thought I'd do something a little bit different. Since people have already done their tier list on characters, I'm going to wait until the season is kind of towards the end, because that's when I prefer to do my ranking, just talk about how strong characters were throughout the entire season. I just prefer that. So I thought I would do the entirety of the game as a whole, from season 0, basically when the game first came out, all the way to the 2nd anniversary, and my current opinions on it. I really hope that doesn't make any noise, but what are we going to start off with? So I'm basically going to rank these on the content we were given, the enjoyability, the balance, and bugs, just everything that kind of affected the game during that season. So what better way to start off the worst season, in my opinion, in the game's history was Season 6. Season 6 was incredibly bare bones. And I mean incredibly bare bones. So we got Overhaul. Great. He was a new support character. And there wasn't really much else that came with him. There was a skill set. Who was with Overhaul? I think it was Tech Todoroki. I think he was the skill set that came out in Season 6 along with Overhaul. So Overhaul, incredibly unbalanced on drop. You could press Gamma to get out of any move, so every time you hit Overhaul you basically lost your guard. Red Derby was incredibly strong as well. Him and Overhaul were a really good pairing. Red Derby was basically a one-shot machine. He grabbed you and you just basically died. Overhaul's cooldown was really short in his special action, and there was a bug that people knew about, but it wasn't as widely known yet, which was the card glitch, which basically meant you could forever have a red card, a blue card, a yellow card all at once. You could basically be Thanos and collect the Infinity Stones and just kill people instantly. So you was faster, you took less damage, you dealt more damage, forever for the entirety of the match. And it wasn't even that hard to perform as well. It was kind of a disaster as well. We already went 6 months without a new map, because Season 3 was the first time we got a new map, and it was pretty stale. It wasn't like bad, but also the map hadn't been reworked at this point as well. So we were also dealing with 2 maps. Obviously, old map being horrible, it's still pretty bad to this day, and the new map, in quotations at this point, being half a year old and no changes to it. So overall the season was pretty underwhelming, both content wise, no new game mode as well. I'm pretty sure solos was the game mode for Season 6. It could have been duos, but at the same time, no new game mode, nothing really along the sorts of that, so can't really go off much for it. And again, Overhaul was just incredibly strong, not fun to play against, and not really fun to have on your team either, because they would mostly hog all the kills or even the special action to himself, whilst also having Strike Derby being incredibly powerful at the same time. And Tech Toga actually was incredibly busted. She could just keep refreshing her cooldown. She can still do it to this day, but it was even worse back then. But yeah, Season 6, probably the worst season in my opinion. And coming into second to last, conveniently enough, is Season 2. Season 2 was really boring. It was really boring. There was no skill sets at the time. Skill sets didn't exist until Season 3. So we just got Endeavor. We only got Endeavor. And Endeavor was incredibly strong at launch. They did actually nerf him. This is kind of one of the rare cases where the character on launch actually got nerfed not too long after, I'm pretty sure. But Solos also dropped, but Solos was a disaster when it first came out. I don't think anyone actually played it, and it was literally bot lobbies. I really wanted to play Solos and see what it was all about, but not many people played it, like, at all. There isn't really much to say about Season 2. It was kind of... It was still buggy. I'm pretty sure it still had the bug where if your teammate died, sometimes their card could just go under the map and they were out for the entirety of the match. It would teleport their token to the middle of the map and there was nothing you could do about it. They were just gone entirely for the rest of the match. It was really, really bad, especially if it happened early game. On top of it as well, again, we only had the one map. So this literally came with Endeavor. It was Endeavor and solos. So it wasn't too impressive. Like, Endeavor was a good addition, but it's not really enough to carry an entire season, considering a lot of players were already leaving the game from Season 0 to Season 1. And Season 1, it was fun. Like, Season 1 was fun, but again, buggy with a lot of things. And heading into Season 2 with not much changing and only getting a new character, yeah, it was looking grim in Season 2, if I'm going to be honest. Now, heading on to Season 3. Season 3? Sorry. Heading on into C tier. These seasons were, like, fine for what they were, but it was mostly, again, just things of, like, bugs or just horrible balance that kind of ruined the season for a majority of people. And I think I'm going to start off C tier with Season 5. Season 5 was pretty interesting. Mirio, great addition. I loved Mirio. And we got Red Derby with Mirio. Oh my god, do I hate Launch Red Derby so much. Launch Red Derby was a monster at the time. Grab killed you instantly. The alphas were pretty strong. The Gamma also did so much more damage. They also, like, accidentally shadow buffed Derby, I think, in a later season where his Gamma could go through the walls. Maybe they did it in Season 5. I can't remember. But this spawned in the Toga permeation glitch, which it wasn't around for too long, but it was pretty bad. Basically, Toga could transform into Mirio, use a special action. I think it was like if she detransformed whilst in a wall, she got to keep the permeation forever. And she could attack you, you can attack her. So it created a lot of boring matches until it eventually got patched, where the Toga would either kill everybody and you couldn't do anything back, or she would just basically keep the lobby hostage until the storm closes. And by then, she probably would have started attacking you because, again, obviously, she's only got 300 HP. But there wasn't much you could do. There was a couple things that could stop her. It was really weird. It was like Bakugo's grenade could damage her. Twice clones, for some reason, could damage her. Sometimes, like, it was very random with that. And again, like, they're just, like, it was literally just Mirio and the skill set, you know, on a map that's been around for 4 months. Obviously, I'm not going to fault them too much for not adding a new map at that time. But again, just not really that interesting of a season, especially with that bug roaming about. That, I think Season 5 was probably the first time where I wanted to take a break because of that bug, because it was just everywhere. It was everywhere. Also, the card glitch still existed at this time, I'm pretty sure, but I cannot confirm that. I can't even remember when it got patched, but it was definitely in the later seasons where people spoke about it more. We're staying in C tier here, and for me, I'm going to put the first anniversary season. The first anniversary season, it was great, like, in the sense of rewards. The tickets we got were pretty good. The characters, you know, we got 2 characters, this time being Hawks and President Mike, and 1 skill set being Toga. Honestly, I think Hawks and Toga were great choices for the first anniversary, because Toga being a very popular character, you know, given her the skill set, people are going to want to roll for that because a lot of people like Toga. Hawks is a pretty popular character as well, and our what's the saying called? Black sheep of the elephant in the room of Season 7 was probably President Mike. Didn't really see too many people talk about him, and all 3 of these characters were horrible. These guys were evil. These were evil characters. Hawks, we all know about Prime Hawks. I'm pretty sure even if you didn't play the game and you might have heard about it here and there, you've probably heard horror stories about Season 7 Hawks. You know the picture of Mr. Krabs, like, sitting by the fire and SpongeBob looking at him? This is, like, how people talk about Prime Hawks. He was horrible. He was horrible. At the beginning, it was just him, you know? Like, he hit you with beta, so the first hit of beta stunned you, then he could hit you again with beta, and again. So he did about, I'm trying to think, I think he did like 180 damage per beta swing, on top of the actual beta connection initially to start the free flight doing like 120. So he did about, I'd say at least 400 plus damage per interaction. At least 400 plus damage. It was ridiculous how strong this guy was. Also, his flight lasted longer, his gamma did more damage, his alpha did more damage. Like, everything about him was incredibly stronger to Hawks today. Obviously, over time, they did completely butcher him. They completely clipped his wings. And Season 7, again, introducing Rapid Toga, another very broken character. She's still really broken to this day. They haven't really changed much about her. They, neutered one of her combos, and that's about it. Still basically does the same she did back then. It's just obviously with less answers to them. You got to think about it at the time. With Hawks coming out, he was like the only flyer character. He was the only one that could stay airborne. So basically every character in the game couldn't deal with him. Characters like Tech Dabi were useless against him. Everyone was useless against him. Everyone was useless against him. To beat Hawks, you had to have a Hawks on your team, and he was in everything. Toga coming along, she joined in on the meta, because this was a rapid meta, along with Season 6, why I think Season 6 was so bad. It was like like these two, well, I think the rapid meta was getting stronger here, but like this is where it really took off. Like, it was triple rapids. It would be like Hawks, Toga, and Ida. Like, they would just terrorize you. You could probably throw Twice in here as well, because Twice was really strong at the time. But yeah, Rapid Toga kind of dominated the meta with Hawks. Mike, again, really, really strong. What Mike does today, he did in Season 7. He just has 50 HP more in Season 7. And I don't know why people didn't play him that much. I really liked him. I still like him to this day because he's still really strong, but I just don't think he was picked that much purely based on how fast everything was going with the rapid meta. And that's all I've got about for Season 7 here. Do I want to put anything else in C tier? Yes, actually, there's one more, and I'm gonna put Nejire Season 8 into it. Season 8 introduced tuning. The issue was how broken tuning was on launch in terms of long-term players. Like, a new player compared to now, considering you've been given 100 free like level up tokens for tuning, this was horrible for the average player. Like, the player who, plays once every so often, or the player who plays once every week, was fucked. They were fucked. They were beyond fucked when it came to this season. Not only was Nejire incredibly broken on launch, she was contender for top 3 because, again, her beta did a shit ton of damage. It knocked you down instantly. It had more charge. Her special action had more charge. Her Gamma and Alpha, I'm pretty sure have stayed the same. I don't think they've had any numbers tweaked. It was mostly the beta. Very skillless move, did a lot of damage, knocked you down instantly, and you was basically screwed if she found you, because she could just chase you with her special action. And again, you got to think about it in the perspective of not many characters could fly or even reach up to her or even do insane burst damage to actually catch her. There was a couple that could get her. I think Strike Endeavor at the time was really good. I mean, he was the only one there. What skill set came with Nejire? I think Kirishima dropped in Season 8. I think it's Kirishima in this season. Strike Kirishima, again, not many people rolled for him. I think it's because he's not as popular in, like, the US and EU, but I think Japan actually loved Kirishima, but he's broken. Like, he's still the exact same as he is today. Back then, what Kirishima could do then, he can still do now. Like, he has not been changed. He's only received a buff, if anything, which is the special action change where Kirishima couldn't get knocked out of hardening, because he actually could be knocked out of hardening during this. So these two, again, tuning, it had so many issues with it. Long-term players, obviously, who had plus ultra outfits were able to get in-game advantages very easily. Like, tunings were also more favored towards the more recently rolled characters. Again, like Kirishima giving you willpower, just stuff like that. Obviously, we've seen tuning's gotten stronger and stronger, but it's become more accessible, so it's become a little bit fairer. It was, it's fine. It was fine. I'm going to be honest. I feel like, you know, now with tuning, looking back at how bad tuning was on launch, like now I wouldn't say I still like it, but it's a lot more fair compared to what it was. It was literally for older players to make people spend cash to basically make the climb to ace rank that much easier for them. And I think now we're going to move on to B tier, where I feel like some... Actually, sorry, there's one more I want to put in C tier, actually, looking at it. And that's Tamaki season, last season, season 12, the AoE slop meta, the domination of Monoma, Tamaki, and Assault Endeavor. So, Tamaki on launch was for some reason considered a bit weak. Even I thought he wasn't the strongest, but as time gone on, aka like 2 days, people realized, oh wait, this grab is broken. Tamaki, like, getting 2 skill sets this season was nice. I think season 12 was Assault Endeavor and Tech Mirio. Tech Mirio and Assault Endeavor being incredibly strong. Tamaki adding to the AoE problem of his Gamma just taking the entire map. Obviously, like, that isn't his biggest problem. I would say it's his alpha and beta tracking. Again, like, not really much happened this season. It was just kind of broken characters back to back and a really unfun meta of just Endeavor and Monoma spamming AoE attacks to each other. Like, it was just incredibly stupid. It was so stupid. I mean, it still happens now, just not as much because of the nerfs to Monoma, but, like, Tamaki being really strong, like, the other two just synergizing really well with each other, because it's like, Assault Endeavor is a massive problem. It's just Monoma having the ability to cycle 5 Gammas before he actually had to go on cooldown just made him way bigger of a problem compared to Endeavor. And Tech Mirio is just incredibly strong. Tech Mirio is still really broken. Like, the counter's really strong. He's got a lot of invincibility, 300 HP, permeation, can teleport across the map to his team because of that buff. Like, it just... I didn't really feel like it was that good of a season. And now we're going to move on to B tier, where I feel like it was fine. You know, it was fine. And I'm going to start it off with season... I'm going to go with 11. Monoma's season was fine. Everyone knew Monoma was going to be broken. As soon as we found out he could refresh cooldowns, he was going to be broken, and he ran the meta. He's still pretty relevant now because of, like, having infinite, well, I say infinite cooldowns. Being able to refresh your cooldowns instantly will forever be strong. Monoma came with, who was season 11 skill set? Rapid All Might. Very well designed skill set. Very well designed skill set. One of my favorites to this day, which is probably why I have a bit of bias towards the season, because it's introduced my favorite skill set in the game. And we got Red Kendo. Broken Abomination, basically Red Kirishima 2.0. Probably a little bit more impressive than Red Kirishima, just because she's that slight bit easier. She's only had a beta cancel nerf, so her and Monoma, obviously, if you just copied her, it was kind of a nightmare to deal with. And, like... Again, we were kind of dry on tickets. That also links into season 12 as well. Tickets for having 3 things a season was very bad. It's very bad, especially as a content creator, considering I don't get sponsored or anything. And, you know, the new stuff is the content that I want to pump out. It's really scary, which is why I have 3 alt accounts, because I need to roll for everything, man. I need to show you guys what's good. I wish there was a way for us to get sponsored, or like just be able to have access to the characters early to show you guys what's coming. I feel like that would create a lot more excitement, and it wouldn't be as pressuring for content creators to roll for all of these things. And that just kind of linked into why I didn't really like this season as well. You got a broken character. If you didn't have access to him, you were just kind of screwed, as he just infinitely cooldowned on your face. Red Kendo being really broken as well, still really broken to this day. And Rapid All Might being fine. You know, he's not broken. He's good, but, like, he's not on the same tier as that. Season 9, I'm also going to put in... Actually, I'm going to put below Season 11. So, we got a new map in Season 9. We got Chaos City. It's good. I like the map. It's grown on me a bit. It was poorly optimized. I don't know if it still happens on Switch, but apparently, like, on Switch and later gen consoles like PS4 and Xbox One. I don't know, actually, Xbox gens, but I'm pretty sure Xbox One, PS4, and Switch, the map just lagged like shit, just horribly optimized for it. The character we got, Kurogiri, not exactly the most popular character, so it's not really, you know, raking in players. You know, no one's really coming back specifically for Kurogiri. Hey Jan, he's playing Ultra Rumble. But Kurogiri, you know, incredibly buggy on launch as well. His abilities didn't even work half the time. If you hit someone with beta, sometimes it did damage, sometimes it didn't. His beta and portal beta are still very buggy to this day. Probably one of the best, if not the best special action in the game. Free insta-revive across the map. Slap reinforce revive on this guy, and you're all good there. I can't remember what came with Kurogiri. I think we only got one skill set with this guy, if I'm correct. I think it was Tech Denki. I think it was only him for Season 9. I might be incorrect on that. If I am incorrect, could someone please... And the last season going in B tier is the current anniversary, second anniversary season, Season 13. Love it. Love what they've done with the license. More tickets. There's just more tickets all around in general. They've done a beginner's event where you can get like 100 tickets for it. They increased the special license, which was the same for 2 years. It stopped at All Might. Once you unlocked All Might, that was it. They've increased that. They've doubled it. They gave it another 30 levels. Amazing. Up to 60, where you can get even more tickets. So the beginner event, that gives you tickets. There's the special events that have been going on that have given you more tickets. There's the special license that have given you more tickets. There's a license that they increased even more tickets for. Great. Love it. Love it so much, because that lets you roll for what you want. It gives you more opportunity to roll, and that's what people want to do. They want to get the new shit of the season. I hope they continue to do that with the license and like special license looking into it, because it was great. This is great. This is great. It's a great time to be playing the game to grind tickets, because even in ranking up now, you get tickets as well. So there's a lot of tickets to grab this season. The characters as well. Okay, I know people wanted Tokiyami and Jiro, but I feel like Young All for One and One for All Deku are very good additions, and they've also changed it to battle styles now over skill sets and, you know, original. The only thing that I would say is what ruins this season for most people is the horrible balance. Since we're at this stage now of the game where so many characters are overtuned, OFA Deku somehow just surpassing the stupidity that's in this game does make it feel really bad to play. You know, you're playing the match, you're minding your own business, and then all you hear is overdrive! Boom! Half your shield gone. Deku comes in. Boom! Oh, that's all your guard gone. Oh, your trance blown. And then he just punches you again and you're dead. You know, like, it's shit. It's really shit. It really sucks to deal with him. Strike Hawks has come out. Haven't really seen too many people talk about him, but he's also bugged as well on launch, which has left a sour taste in a couple people's mouths, which is basically that, say if I grabbed Hawks with Red Shiggy, he could just press beta and get out of it for free, and I would probably take the full damage of the beta and potentially get comboed for it as well. But overall, besides that, I think Strike Hawks has actually been relatively well balanced compared to what is in the game at the minute. And there's not really much more to say. We haven't got Young All for One yet, but I'm kind of satisfied with the amount of tickets. I just feel, again, Young All for One is going to be pretty over the top because, again, he needs to find a way to fit in the current meta, and it seems the way they're doing this now is by adding these characters that have double the moves of the original characters. But we'll see. We shall see with him. But, like, he's got a flight, he's got AoE, he's got another AoE when his flight's over. He's got a special action that makes him fly and disables other special actions. Like, I feel like it's a bit much for one character to have. But I think that's going to conclude my B tier. So next we're going to move on to A tier. So these seasons I've enjoyed. I've liked. Like, I haven't really got too much complaints about them. Maybe, like, again, the standard, like, character balance and stuff. But I'm going to start it off with Season 1. So, Season 1, this might be a bit of a controversial take because I was complaining about bugs earlier, and a lot of them still did persist with this, but the game was still, you know, fresh, fun. Not everyone was a fucking nerd and sweating their nuts off in unranked. It was mostly for ranked players there. And we also got Aizawa. I do find it funny to this day still that cementoss got in the game before Aizawa and Endeavor. That always makes me laugh, just purely that they saw more potential in the cement go over those two. But Aizawa, pretty neat addition. He was horrible on launch though. Absolutely horrendous on launch. He was awful on launch. Bugged to the brim. So his alpha didn't actually do damage on impact compared to today. He was really strong still. If you could land your aerial alphas and, you know, land your alpha gammas, he still did a lot of damage. He did more damage back then. It's just that he didn't fucking work. Sometimes his quirk erasure just didn't erase quirks, so people could run at you and just beat the shit out of you, or they could still hit you with quirks from afar. Alpha sometimes just started breaking, like you would just hit someone and they would fall over immediately, like just nothing happened. He was really buggy on launch, but overall really fun still because the season was new. So I can't really criticize this one too much in the sense of that we weren't expecting a new map, we weren't expecting a new mode. It was just nice to have a new character join the game when, you know, the game had been out, what, I think about a couple months, maybe a month or two, and then Aizawa showed up, which was just pretty nice. Still wait to get tickets with the special license and all of that, so I feel, you know, tickets weren't too bad. We had the old license then. And that's all I've really got to say about Season 1. Just overall fun time because it was still new. And I'm going to put Season 10 next in A tier, purely based on the fact that it brought crossplay. That was amazing. Crossplay was really good for the game. It really helped the PC player base because I did see a lot of videos talking about how dull the game was on PC, just ran by hackers. Not many people were playing it. And I feel like this really helped out because it lets you play with your friends. It lets you play with anybody, whatever console they're on. PC, Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, whatever the fuck they're called, I don't know. But like, it just let everyone play together, you know. We've got to see new talent rise. We've got to see a load of clans join, as much as I hate the clans, but stop swearing my unranked games. I'm just trying to record, bro. But yeah, all of that stuff. Shinzo, okay, I really fucking hate him, but he was a pretty solid addition for it as well. We just had the tournament wrap up as well, and we got to see the abomination of Sicily during that meta. Oh my god, I didn't even talk about that during Season 8. The Sicily meta was horrible as well, so yeah, that actually does belong in dogshit dirt tiers. Continued into Season 9. I think it got nerfed in Season 10 because of the official tournament, how horrible that was, but yeah, there was some much that went on. I just really liked the addition of crossplay, just being able to play with anybody. It's obviously made the game a bit more refreshing because I go against, you know, different people more often now over the same people on PlayStation. Overall, a pretty solid positive season. Also in Season 10, I'm trying to think of the skill set we got. Who is the Season 10 skill set? I'm really trying to tweak my brain here. Season 10, who's got a skill set? I think it was Ochaco. Okay, Ochaco was a bit much. Assault Ochaco was a bit much. I think this was the last season where we only got one skill set and one character, so not too bad there, because I think from there on, Season 11 we got 2, Season 12 we got 2, yeah, and Season 13 we're getting 2 characters and 1 skill set, so yeah, that makes sense, yeah. Skill set, pretty good. Assault Ochaco was incredibly broken on launch, like her alpha did, what, 120 at like level 1, which was just ridiculous. She's been nerfed. She was actually nerfed relatively quickly, so I can't really complain about that. We've got the 3 maps to play on, so, you know, not a bad cycle either. I think they, for some reason, put the old map in the 2-hour rotation. I'm kind of glad it's only in the 1 hour now, and it should kind of stay that way forever until they find a way to make the old map a bit more enjoyable. But, again, overall, pretty positive. I forgot to talk about the skill set for that season, but yeah, that concludes Season 10 for me. Just overall fun, solid. Can't really complain much about it. So now we are in S tier. These are the GOATs for me. So we've got Season 4, 3, and 0. I'm going to put Season 0 in S. I know I complained about bugs affecting later seasons, but this obviously is a new game. You expect bugs. Obviously there was a lot more than intended, but it was fun. I had a lot of friends that played it at the time that just don't play it anymore. I really do miss those times of playing the earlier seasons, Seasons 1, like up to Season 0 to Season 2. It's just when I feel I was the most casual prick. Season 2 is when I started to do content for the game. Season 1 and 0, I just have fun with friends, and that's all I did. I streamed the game. I was a really small streamer when I started streaming it. I had, what, like 6 to 8 viewers whenever I streamed it? It's it was a different time. It was a different time. I'm not saying like, oh, it was, so much better, but seeing how people play now and how the community is now, back then, people just played for the sake of it. No one really played to win. No one really played to show that they were the best. No one really BM'd each other. Everyone just had a fun time, bro. I was still falling for fucking Darby's special action back in season 1. I thought I could finish that guy. I thought he was good, but with all the additions and stuff, it is kind of surreal to look at all of that. It was okay to just roll for the sake of rolling as well, because all you were getting was outfits, getting the aura for it was kind of drippy. It just looked nice. And it was a good time. It was a really good time. I think, that's when it peaked at like 40 something thousand players on Steam, plus console and all of that. It was really good. It was really good. But, obviously, player counts drop, people leave the game. It's 2 years old, new games come out, people want to move on, so it makes sense. And thank you, My Hero Rumble as well, for even existing, because obviously I wouldn't have my YouTube, I probably never would have met my girlfriend from it, I would have met so many amazing people. It's great. I thank My Hero Rumble a lot for existing, which is probably why I have the bias of Season 0 being at S tier. But enough of the nostalgia trip. We're going a little bit into the future, and we're going to go for Season 3. So Season 3, despite going, about 3 months without a character, this was the introduction to skill sets, or battle styles now, as they're called. And Season 3 also gave us an entirely new map. Balance was pretty okay. I think Triple Assault ran the meta. I think it was like All Might, Deku, and Mount Lady. Because Mount Lady had 350 HP. I think All Might had 350 HP. Deku's crouch shot did a lot more damage. All Might had a lot more damage. Oh, All Might splash did more damage. His special action was on a shorter cooldown. Mount Lady's combos were insane. She basically killed you with a stomp. I think she had 6 of them in Season 3 as well. She was ridiculous. She was probably the best character in the game during Season 3, but she got nerfed again and again and again and again, and now she's one of the worst characters in the game. But despite the frustration of metas like that, again, I still feel the explosive intent was mostly done with teamwork, which I feel like is where I didn't really mind metas like that back then. If I got stunned by Mount Lady, like the 2 other teammates comboed me for that, I feel like that's more of a fair explosive thing to happen compared to now where Tamaki, grabs you with his alpha, does jab 1-2 beta, and that's your guard gone. And if it happens again, you are probably dead. Like, I don't feel like one character should be allowed to do that. Mount Lady could do that, but there's a lot more thought put into it. She did a stomp, then she did like 2 alphas, then she would probably capture a roll with another stomp, then she'd probably kick you after, probably jump out, kick, come back in with a beta, hit you with a couple more alphas. That's a lot of her kit use, and she's only got 1 gamma to escape after that. So if anyone caught her after, she probably was dead. The main issue of Season 3, I would say, was obviously the drought until we got to Twice. Also, I have the bias towards Twice as well, because he actually was the whole reason why my channel took off, if I'm going to be honest. Maybe my 20 KO Shigaraki match in like Season 2, or in Season 2 is probably what kicked off my channel, but I'd say a lot of Twice content helped me a lot as well, so thank you Twice for that. He was really fun until he got reworked in like Season 4, where he became the brain dead abomination that we knew until Season 12, where he got absolutely gutted. And I feel getting the new map as well. The new map, amazing. Everyone loved the new map. Everyone still loves the second map. Everyone still says it's their favorite. I know it got reworked in Season 7 to be the best version it is now, but it was still pretty damn good for what it was back then. So I will gladly take that. Like, best map, forever in my heart, the best map. Pretty simple time, no tuning, nothing like that, just a couple broken characters. Oh, Infinite Eda bug, that existed until Season 5. Infinite Eda Gamma, that was horrible as well. But, thankfully that is gone, even though I've heard it's back with, like, Infinite Cargo Glitch, like all of them apparently creeping back up. And the last season, what I think is the best in the game, I couldn't find the picture for this, so it's just a wide AFO looking at his massive pecs. You know, he's got massive man boobs. But uh, the best season, season 4, in my honest opinion. I honestly thought this was the best season ever. Wasn't an anniversary, but we got two skill sets that season, being Assault Shigaraki and Rapid Bakugo. Assault Shigi was a demon on launch, and I think again it's kind of weird to look back at that and say how strong he was because of now Assault Shigi is literally stronger than his launch self, which is insane to me. But he's weaker now, much weaker compared to that. At the time, he was literally just a straight up better upgrade to Red Shiggy, so a lot of people were a bit upset on that. But the issue, obviously, as well with getting 3 things per season was a lot of tickets needed to be spent. Gamma Bug still existed. Um, Assault Shiggy, I thought was the best in the game when he first came out. Rapid Bakugo, I thought he was good, but he required a lot of skill because you only had the 1 gamma and the 2 betas compared to now where he can just bunga with his 3 betas and his 2 gammas there, which just has made him so much worse to deal with. But the true GOAT showed up, all for one, probably being the best character in the game during Season 4 because his gamma pool, obviously it was new, something like that we hadn't ever seen before, and a lot of people got caught by it. A lot of people got caught by all for one's gamma. And it pulled people in. Obviously, functions the exact same now. People were actually leveling up Gamma first. And on console anyway, All for One, All Might, and Endeavor, I saw the most. Like, Endeavor's alpha used to do like 200 plus damage. Like, it was ridiculous. But again, Endeavor got nerfed over time. All for One's been nerfed in check now. He's like C tier, maybe even B tier, but I love this season so much. It's so good. I think this is when I felt everyone was happy playing the game. There was unbalanced things, there was things that were bullshit. Like, it happens every season, you know. Something's meta every season, which is obviously the strongest that people hate. But him compared to now was nowhere near as oppressive. Like, this Deku's oppressive. This guy was oppressive, but given the right condition. You could still take out all for one. I mean, his alpha hit harder as well. His alpha was actually pretty ridiculous as well, but like I just feel this was when everyone was the happiest with the game. Everyone wanted to freeze stack, everyone wanted to prime ranks. Like I don't see that same urge from the people I used to play with now. But that's gonna be my tier list. Let me know if I missed out anything in the comments. And again, it is entirely subjective. So if you don't agree with this, give me your own rankings in the comment, you know? It'd be very curious. It'd be very curious. I'm very curious to know what you guys thought was the best if you've been playing for this long. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I thought doing something a little bit different was nice, and I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye 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 bye.